Hey everybody, John Tuohy from Mile Marker Zero here. Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my guitar solo in our new single, Towns to Grow Up In, which you might have heard. If you haven't, you can check it out on any of the streaming services. Also, the entire new album, Coming of Age, is available for purchase at our Bandcamp. Thought I'd play through a bit of the solo today. I've had some questions about it and talk about my approach to it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let me break down some of these parts for you here. One of the things that you might notice immediately is that this song, most of the song is actually in 7/4 or 7/8, whatever you want to call it. And so soloing over an odd time signature is one of those things that can be very tricky to do, especially making it sound natural. So one of the things I always strive for is the ability to be able to play through something and not really have it sound like it's in 7. My whole band really focuses on that. And one of the things that you'll notice, my drummer Doug is sort of implying a 4/4 with the hi-hat work that he's doing. So it's still in 7, but it's a little bit looser. So the challenge is to make a solo that is melodic, that speaks to the heart of the song, but also has a flowing quality to it, no matter what the time signature is. And so in the first half, the solo, I'll demonstrate a little slower here. The chords are A, D over F sharp, G. And those are the 3 chords that are going the entire time. So this is a perfect sort of Mixolydian, almost jam band progression. And prog jam. So in the solo here, what I'm doing is pretty much all the notes out of it are coming right from A Mixolydian or D major, however you prefer to think of it. So the trick is to how to make something interesting. And one of the things I like to do is to sort of turn directions a lot. I don't play a lot of scale notes in a row. For instance, if I'm playing a few scale notes in a row, I'll make sure I jump down. I want to have peaks and valleys in the melodic structure. Some of this at this point is instinctual, but I did practice a lot of this for a long time. So if we have the beginning, right to the 3rd of the A, right? That's one of the things that I like to do there. So is focus in on chord tones, especially when things change. You can take the guitarist out of jazz school, but you can't take the jazz school out of the guitarist. Anyway, so all this is sort of just climbing the scale. A little trick I like to use is kind of a hammer-on, pull-off, slide combo. And then pick every once in a while. I like that. And then we go, which is nice. Here, let me take off my delay so you can hear it. So you can hear So where I have I'm playing a lot of legato here, right? Where I'm picking once per string or so. Once I start getting down to the B string. Okay, and then go back to my normal tone here. Here's an example right here of a big interval leap. So I have a major seventh in there because I just played a bunch of scale notes in a row. I'm going to come back in reverse direction. Right, another one here. Big giant leap there. Right, and then we get the little ending here. End of the part before I go into the unison with my keyboard player, Mark. So you'll notice a few things in there that I think are interesting sort of near the end, is that this whole thing should sound you should be able to sort of sing through it for the most part. Almost every lick should be very singable, very melodic. If there's a bunch of scale notes, I tend to then jump up a note to something else because I don't really love it sounding like I'm playing exercises in solos. Those are good for practicing, but not really great for composition, I don't think. And then within this whole solo, even sticking with this one scale, there's a few choices that you have that I like to try to utilize when I'm writing a solo or if I'm improvising a solo. So I want to have some rhythmic differentiation. I don't like all 16th notes or all triplets or a bunch of eighth notes. I really kind of like to have a variety of these things going at once. And so none of it is. I try to think of it as sort of a little bit of a balance, right? Everything should have some sort of balance to it. How long each phrase is, how many notes did I just play in a row? A lot of this at this point, like I mentioned before, is sort of instinctive, but it's something that I practiced a lot of. You know, I can play no more than 4 notes in a row if I'm doing a solo, but without having to do a leap. Do either another chord tone or something like that. It's a good thing to practice. And then when we talk about some of the other aspects here, such as this next section, is when I'm playing in unison with my keyboard player, Mark. We do this a lot. This is sort of like what we call our sort of Bach light moments, where we'll start playing in unison together. And then when we start splitting off, you're going to find that it is never just us playing in harmony in thirds or fifths together or sixths, something that most bands will do. What we do is actually create sort of independent moving parts, so you get a little bit of a polyphony going on. And if you listen back to the solo section near the end, it's actually guitar and keyboard together. We start off together. So then when I get to that, my keyboard player actually splits off and starts playing a different melodic line. They end up working through some counterpoint that we end up usually just working out by ear. In this case, I wrote this part to specifically sort of go against the grain, but still have it work in the overall context of the song. So these are some things to think about if you're writing songs that have a strong melodic content, yet you still want them to be powerful, but you also want to maybe differentiate yourself from other bands or groups or artists of the genre. So this is a good way, at least I think, about how to approach some of these things. Pick up a copy of Coming of Age, our new record, which is only out right now on Bandcamp. It's only out on Bandcamp, and it's only out on our website. We are not putting it on streaming till later in the year, although you can hear this song on streaming and a few singles. The rest of it is for you to listen to, purchase, and all those fun things on Bandcamp and our website, milemarker0.com. Thanks for checking us out. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.